Hello everyone, myself Professor P.T. Avale from the KK Wak College of Agriculture Biotechnology, Nashik. Today we will discuss on biosafety concerns and regulatory framework. Before start the biosafety concerns, what is the history behind this we will discuss today. Let's start the topic. After the advent of rDNA or GMO technology related work in 1970s era, discussions begin within the scientific community about the risk associated with rDNA, that is the recombinant DNA, or genetic engineering experiments. The main concerns were of these discussions are: first one, molecular biologists may not be well versed with the laboratory practices needed for such type of work. Second concerns arises is hybrid organisms could be created with biological activities of an unpredictable nature and has the potential for infection of workers. And third concerns are hybrid organisms may be escaped from the laboratory with unpredictable nature or consequences, since their survival and behavior in the environment would be largely unknown. These three main concerns are the major discussions within the scientific community. National Academy of Science, that is located in USA, in 1974 examined or observed the various issues and made the certain recommendations and also established the recombinant advisory committee. In 1975, at Asilmere, California, an international meeting was held which formulated the first set of recommendations on safety of recombinant DNA experiments. This formed the basis of subsequent biosafety guidelines and regulations in USA and other countries. When in 1970, after rDNA work is advanced, then discussions within the scientific committee regarding recombinant DNA and genetic engineering experiments. Three measures or three main concerns are observed. First one, molecular biologists may not be well versed or not skillful. Hybrid organisms could be created with biological activities and unpredictable natures. And third one, hybrid organisms may escape from the environment, and what is the behavior in the environment. National Academy of Science observed these various issues regarding rDNA work. He established the Recombinant Advisory Committee in 1974. This formed the basis of subsequent biosafety guidelines and regulations in US and other countries. The first National Institute of Health, that is NIH, guidelines were prepared in 1975. In 1977, the NIH prepared an environmental impact statement, that is EIS, which is estimated the possible undesirable impacts of experiments and the likelihood of their occurrence based on the probabilities creating and dispersing potentially hazardous agents. After is this is observe various issues and what is the risk to themselves and human health generally. The major definition or major topic is developed, that is the biosafety issues or biosafety. Biosafety means to policies and procedures adopted to ensure the environmental safety during the course of development and commercialization of GMOs, that is the genetically modified organisms. Biosafety is the procedures as well as policies for to ensure the environmental safety during VR work on GMOs related trials. As per CBD, that is the Convention on Biological Diversity, biosafety is the term used to describe efforts to reduce and eliminate the potential risk resulting from biotechnology and its products. In GMOs or RDNA work, the major part is the risk, that is the risk and risk analysis. The risk is defined as the probability of harm is known as risk. Risk associated with any actions depends on the three elements of the following equations. Risk is equal to hazards, probability, and consequences. It is the equation for risk analysis. A hazard is anything that might conceivably, a hazard does not itself constitute a risk. The probability associated with the hazards also depends in a part on the management strategy used to control it. The risk analysis consists of three steps. First one, risk assessment. Second step, risk management, and third step is a risk communication. The first one, risk assessment, it includes the concept of risk assessment is quite complex and relies on both science and judgments. It involves determination of potential and anticipated effects of rDNA research to concern workers and the products of research on human health and environment if they are released deliberately or accidentally in the environment or result of their consumption. During laboratory research work, risk can be assessed in initial risk assessment and second comprehensive risk assessment. In that initial research assessment is made by the investigator on the basis of the risk group, that is RG. To which organism on which he processes to conduct experiments. Organisms are classified into four risk groups, that is 1 to 4, on the basis of their potential effect on a healthy human adult. After the initial risk assessment, a comprehensive risk assessment should be made when appropriate level of containment for the experiment should be decided. Next step is the Risk management. It is the use or application of procedures and means to reduce the negative consequences of a risk of an acceptable level. It is employed during the development and evaluation of an organism in a systematic fashion in the laboratory. Through steps of field testing and or to commercialization. Then third step is the risk communication. Whereas risk assessment and management procedures are intended to identify and minimize potential negative effects on human health and the environment. This communication, it is an integral part of biosafety procedures to ensure public acceptance of GMOs. These are the steps for risk analysis. First step means is a risk assessment. In that concept of risk assessment is quite complex and relies on both science and judgment. It is also in determination of potential anticipated effect of RDNA research work. In risk management, it includes the use of applications or procedures and means to reduce the negative consequences of the risk to an acceptable levels. And third one is communication. It is the identify and minimize the negative effects on human health and the environment, and it is communicated to the other peoples. That is the three steps. First one, risk assessment, risk management, and risk communication.